Hattis Hierophant. I am Crystal, your tarot reader. I hope you are doing well. Listen, I have a couple of minor announcements. I am going to be uploading more often on this channel. So not only will I continue to upload your general monthly readings, but we are going to start doing some bi-weekly check-ins. We are going to, there's 5 of me, just so you know. I am going to be uploading your monthlies by the 1st or before, and I want to upload your mid-month check-in around the 15th, 17th, mid-month-ish. If you do not follow me on Instagram, hop over there. I do uploads for new moon energies, and I do a short little reading on there. It's a lot of fun. And then on Twitter, which I really typically don't interact there more, and I want to. So I'm going to start uploading weekly readings starting there. Now, Instagram and Twitter are going to be short and sweet, but it's going to give you that spiritual conversational punch that I think will be fun for us all. Now, let's get on with your reading, and the center of your reading is the World card. And the energy I get from that is a beginning and an ending. For some of you, there's an ending of a cycle. For some of you, there's a beginning of a cycle. The most important message there is that it's just a matter of timing, okay? And some of you are just getting into that timing. And I feel like that you're starting to feel the tables kind of turn. And right now, it doesn't feel like it's in your favor. As a matter of fact, it kind of feels indifferent. That's how I feel. That's the feeling I get. It feels indifferent. So you don't feel the momentum yet, but in spirit, the momentum is building up for you, okay? And I also get the energy from that World card of, like, I actually see you working. Like I see when I'm spiritually looking down, like your past, your life past, I see you, and it looks like hard work. It looks like you've been putting in some hard work, and you've had some setbacks, and you've had some disappointments, but you've always continued with what you passionately want to achieve. And now I see you here, and this is like a midpoint. It's a midpoint to where you want to be, and you don't even realize it. And you almost feel like that you should be so much further. And I'm hearing that you're much further than what you think you are. Because once you get to that next cycle, it's almost going to be like that rubber band that stretches, and when you let it go, it just flies. So during this time, you're like in that stretching, you're like right in the middle of that stretch. Okay? So now let's go into your moon energy, and your moon energy is where you resonate your feelings, your emotions. This is where spirit works in your favor, as they do always. And this is also where, spirit is doing their work for you. And they all have a relationship. And you have the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, along with the King of Pentacles. So you remember how we were saying that some of you are ending a cycle, some of you are beginning a cycle. That's what 10s are. 10s represent that. An ending so something else can begin, right? And we have the 10 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles. So right away, I'm getting that some of us have been you've been really resonating with family. And especially with the King of Pentacles there. And I really do feel like it's more of a father figure, or a figure of someone who raised you, right? Someone who has that presence of, that parental presence for you. And I almost feel like you're looking back thinking, are they proud of me? Gosh, and they are. Like I said, you don't think that slow down, Crystal. Sometimes it's hard for me to translate what I'm seeing because it comes so fast. But where you are is so much farther than you think. When I look back at your journey, Leo, to where you are right now, I can't even see the beginning. That's how far you've come. But when I look through your eyes, it literally just looks like half a mile, right? Perspective. So are they proud? It's something I can't even explain. There's no word for it. It's almost like like a relief, right? Like they're relieved that, yeah, they're relieved that they don't have to worry about you. I couldn't figure out what that was. They're relieved that they don't have to worry about you because they see the traction. And even for those of you who aren't with that parental type figure, perhaps there's a disconnect for whatever reason. They feel, because we are all connected, and believe you me, whoever that parental figure is, they're in your life every lifetime, whether it's a friend or what have you. So they have this relief for you, Leo, that you're going to be okay. And I can see that you're going to be okay too, because I can see this 10 of Cups and this 10 of Pentacles. So not only are you thinking about your immediate family, right? That parental relationship, you're thinking about family in all aspects. You're thinking about your position in your family, right? And how you can do your part within your family dynamic. Whether that's husband, whether that's brother, whether that's son, whether that's sister, whether that's mother, whether that's auntie, whatever the case. It's like all of a sudden you have put yourself in a position of, I want to represent. That's it. You want to be in that family, in your family, and you want to represent. You just don't want to exist. You just don't want to show up for the family dinner. You just don't want to show up for the family holidays. No, you want to come and you want to represent the whole family. So when someone sees you, Leo, it's like, that's the such and such family. He's the representative. It's almost like you've taken this authoritative type responsibility for your family. And the reason I'm saying that is because I just happened to see your spread and I have the Emperor here. But let's slow down. So that was the first feelings and energies that I get from your moon energy. So let's go on to your sun energy. Let's see how you show up, because that's what your sun energy is, right? This is how people see you, Leo, and this is how you are seen. I think that's the same thing. The first card in your sun energy and your ego is the 6 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Judgment energy. So whatever's happening in your moon energy is obviously translating into your ego energy as far as how you show up, right? You want to be able to represent. Okay, you want to be in a position to where you're able to share with your family. You see, this is how I see you, is in this position, right? To where you're able to kind of make sure that that the family's balanced, whether it's financially, emotionally, whatever it takes, in regards to justice. Like, you want to be able to be that person that everyone can come to and depend on effortlessly, right? I don't want you to take that as, oh my gosh, this is going to be burdenous. Not in a burdenous way, and a way to where when you show up, Leo, is comforting. And that's what that is. You see, he doesn't look down at the folks that he's helping, right? He looks like that he's in a position, and he's grateful that he's in a position to offer assistance. And then with this King of Wands, right? This is another king that's represented. And by the time you're a king, that means you have experience and you're trying to be a leader and you want to lead. And that's what the King of Wands does. This is also like that that fire energy, right? Showing up, that me energy that you are so well known for, Leo, because that's the thing about you Leos, right? And I don't like when it's mistaken for selfishness, because it's not. That me is important to a Leo, so I can be good for everyone else. It's that whole concept of when you get on a flight and the flight attendant tells you, before you take your mask and help someone else, help yourself first so you can be a service to others. And that's what that Leo me energy is about. I have to focus on me so I can be the best me for you. And that's what I see here. And then we have it here with the Judgment card, right? Again, it's that this new cycle, the cycle that's ending, the cycle that's beginning. I almost feel like it's simultaneous, because I can't say them without one another. So it's almost like as soon as this cycle ends, now you're going into this new cycle to begin something else. And that's what this Judgment card is all about, right? And then with the Mercury retrograde coming up, and what Mercury retrogrades do, right? They're not something to be frightened or nervous about. As a matter of fact, I think we should celebrate them, because that's when truths come out, especially when we open up ourselves spiritually and we open up all of our chakras to accept whatever spirit is going to bring to us, whatever light, whatever truth. So we can go ahead and scrape the bottom of that, bring it to the surface, examine it, and decide what we're going to do with it. And that's what this energy is. Let's bring all that stuff to the surface so we don't have to keep revisiting it every cycle. Because then it's not a new cycle, it's the same one. And what are you going to do with the wheel that just turns in the same position? It's stuck, right? So now let's go to your immediate present. And Leo, you have such transformative energies here, and you have some major arcana, so I can see that you are definitely going through a transformation. And the first transformative energy I get is the Emperor, right? And that is an Aries energy. In the event that you have an Aries, that's part of your life. But I also feel like that you're tapping into that energy, and that Emperor energy is one that is fair. And not only is he fair, he has a presence and he has a responsibility. He is a warrior, right? And a warrior seeks the light, okay? And when you seek the light, your perspective is panoramic, okay? And then, speaking of that, your immediate present is also the High Priestess, right? Remember how we were talking about truths coming up, scraping the bottom of that spiritual bucket of yours, bringing everything to the surface. The High Priestess is going to help you with that. And then have the Emperor there, right? It's almost like when the truth comes up, your warrior is there to help you get through this cycle. For all of these major arcana to be in your immediate present is powerful, powerful. All right, let's see what we have in your moon energy, Leo. Yeah. Like I didn't know. All right, so with that 10 of Cups, we have the Page of Pentacles along with the 8 of Cups. So right away, I feel like that if some of you have younger siblings, right, you've been thinking about them too. And I get siblings. If you have younger siblings, I think this is a good time. They've been thinking about you. They miss you, Leo. And if you happen to be the younger sibling in this scenario, because as you know, this could be energy that's for you or that energy that's directed towards you. now's a good time to reach out to those that younger sibling. And even those siblings that are older but act younger, you know, some of us have that family dynamic. Now's a good time to reach out to them. I feel like they need you. I feel like that emotionally they're not doing really good. They're not feeling abandoned. They're feeling a little bit discouraged. So I encourage you to reach out to them. That's what I'm picking up with this 8 of Cups. I feel like they're almost holding on, like they're looking at your picture. They're looking at something that represents you to them, because they miss you. Like I said, Leo, you have come much further than you think. So I feel like this younger energy, let's say that, I feel like this younger energy almost looks up to you. And they want to call and reach out, but they almost don't know what to say. So reach out to them. So then I expand on the King of Pentacles and I get the 7 of Wands along with the 3 of Wands. So listen, so what I'm getting with this King of Pentacles, right? I feel like that some of us, yes. So some of us either left a job, left a relationship, you left something, and it meant something to you, right? Like it really pulled at your heartstrings. And when you left, it's almost like you left almost defending yourself, right? Like, why did this happen? I'm a good Leo, right? Why is this happening to me? That's the information that's downloading for me, for you. And that's what this 7 of Wands is all about, is you defending your path. So as you were on this path, I feel like right in the middle of it, Leo, you had to leave it. It had to stop. Something ended with it. And maybe it has something to do with this current situation that we're in, right? But some of you, it was right before. I want to say it was several months before. But listen, Leo, because I don't see any like 3 of Swords. I don't see any of that. I don't see this great disappointment. You know what I see, baby Thor? I see the Wheel of Fortune. What did I tell you? This transformative, gosh, I have chills. You are about to go through this transformation. Whatever this was, you don't gotta worry about it. Spirit is working to shift you into this new cycle. And I say new because it is new. It's a new cycle. It's not one you're going to be familiar with. It's one that is going to take you on this disc. And that's what I see. I almost see like you're stepping onto this new thing, right? And it's going to be something you're excited and nervous at the same time. Like, do I step into this? But come on, Leo, that sort of stuff excites you. So of course you're going to step onto that disc, and it's going to take you someplace different. I just want to expand on that Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So I expanded on that Wheel of Fortune and I got the Hermit card, some Virgo energy there, along with the 4 of Cups. So again, when we went through this to where like, why did this happen? It made you have to defend your actions. You know, why did you do it, Leo? Right? Why are you going down this path? And I feel like some of us, because that Hermit energy is one of counsel. So again, I feel like we had to plead our case, whether it was to our bosses, to our lovers. You had to plead your case to someone, and you're like, you know what? I messed up. And once you did that, Leo, and I feel like that once you did that, you were so transparent. And your transparency did not go unnoticed. And that's how come you received that blessing there to get this Wheel of Fortune. That was the message there. Because once you get this gift, once you are able to walk onto this disc of new, you're going to ask yourself, like, why me? Like, why did they change their minds? Like, I really wanted this to happen, but why? Because you were transparent. And that was the reason why. That was the reason why. I feel like it was a small move. It was a small gesture. And it was like you felt like you didn't have a choice because you felt like you were losing it all anyway. So I might as well be truthful in everything. It's almost like you spilled your guts. And because of that transparency, not only are the people rewarding you, Spirit rewarded you for that. Spirit rewarded you for that. And you learned something from it. And that's what that Hermit energy is. That's that introspective energy of what was my responsibility in this. And once you showed that transparency and showed your responsibility in it, then Spirit was like, well, all right. Let's go ahead and give this Leo a little gift. All right, my love. We have expanded on your ego energy. And I expanded on that 6 of Pentacles, and I have the 4 of Swords along with the Devil energy. So what I'm getting from that, right? Now, for those of you Leos who are like, I want a position. And some of you it's in your family, some of you it's within a job, I hear. Just don't get caught up in that position, right? Because once you're in that position of authority, or once you're in that position of I'm trusting to speak to this Leo and give, and to be given guidance and money or whatever the case, whatever you're in a position to give, just don't let it go to your head of control. Right, Leo? Because we are so connected to me, we can have a tendency to resonate there, to vibrate there longer than we need to. So, because we have the High Priestess working, and I have the World card here in the Wheel of Fortune, these are all like karmic energies. So, there's a lot of energy that's flowing through you. If you intuitively connect to when that energy starts feeling a little too involved, right? This is when we do some self-reflection, we do some resting, we do some meditating, and we really start doing some self-reflection because we can see that self-reflection works for you, Leo. It works in your favor. And that's a reminder, you just can't do it in spirit. You also have to translate that self-reflection in ego. Now, when I expand on that Judgment energy, I get the Chariot along with the Hierophant. More major arcanas, right? So I feel like that, so for some of you who are going up against like a big corporation, right? Or a big entity, so to speak. So, and you had to kind of plead your case and you had to show your transparency. Again, it's going to show up in your ego. It's going to show up in your sun to where you are victorious. And the reason why this is a victory energy is because this warrior, right? And I don't know if warrior is the right word. For now, we're just going to say this man. He has an understanding of how to maneuver the good with the bad, right? He has an understanding that good things happen and bad things happen. Just because bad things happen doesn't mean that things are always bad. And just because good things happen doesn't mean that I am better than anyone else. right? You have learned to manage the two and have them even work together, which is how you came, and you've learned that through being transparent, recognizing and taking responsibility for your actions, words, things like that. And again, it's showing up here in your ego to where it's something that you are going to have to continue to manage. And when you do, right, you are victorious with the people who matter to you right now for this next cycle. And for those of you that is relationship oriented, if you are trying to get into that more committed relationship after we've kind of made these mistakes, right? You will be victorious because you have that Chariot card. You're able to come and say, this is the stuff I'm laying on the table. These are the things I'm going to take responsibility for. And I'd rather do all of that with you. And when you do that, it's good things. It's good things. Now, I expanded on that King of Wands. And I got the Ace of Wands for you, Leo, along with the Seven of Swords and the Hanged Man. So with this King of Wands and the Seven of Swords, the Hanged Man, right? So obviously we're pushing forward because we have this Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is this, right? We're already talking about this new cycle. So now you're going to have the energy to do it and to push it forward, and you are going to have the passion and enthusiasm to do it. And you're going to have enthusiastic backing is what I'm hearing. You're going to have enthusiastic backing to this new venture of yours. Now, listen, so when all of this starts to happen, right? Remember how I said that you're like that rubber band, and that part of the rubber band to where it starts to stretch and stretch and stretch is the most uncomfortable, but as soon as you let it go, it seems to go the furthest. And once you get to that point to where it's time to when spirit lets go of that rubber band and you automatically are jumping to this next cycle, let's make sure, again, because I'm having this devil energy along with the Seven of Swords. Stay authentic to yourself. Stay within that transparency. Like when you jump to that next cycle, to that next level, you don't have to make up why you're there. You're there because you put the work in. You're there because it's your time. You're there because it's your turn. You don't have to add to it. You don't have to fluff all this stuff up. You don't have to say, this is my backing and right? And I'm going to do this and that and this and this. No, stay true to you, right? If you can't deliver what you say, don't say it, because then it becomes a lie. And all this work that you've done will be destroyed. So when you are here, right, in this, this beginning of new, when you're in this new cycle, it's uncomfortable because it's new. You feel like a beginner. You feel like, the novelist. And it's uncomfortable because, let's face it, you are a Leo, right? You want to roar, but you don't want it to come out like, yeah. You want to be able to roar, And just understand that everyone has a beginning. You don't need to go here to prove why you were here. Just surrender to wherever you are and whatever stage that you're in at the time. If you're a novelist, then go ahead and surrender to that. Ask questions, let people know like, hey, I'm new to this. Show me. In addition to that, I'm also hearing that for those of you who do that, make sure you are vetting the people you're speaking to. Because once you get into this new cycle, it's almost like you're almost gonna have this aroma of just like, I'm the shiznit, right? In a good way. And there are gonna be some people who are going to recognize your greatness, and they're going to try to smudge you out before you even get any further. So just know that not everything is as it seems. And because I do have the High Priestess here and I do have the Judgment card here along with the Hanged Man, that's telling me that your spidey senses, so to speak, are going to be able to sniff the bowl. Okay? So just be confident in that. And just because you're the newbie and just because you're the novelist does not mean that the VP or the senior whomever or, you know, the mother, father of the person I'm dating comes up, or the brother comes up and they like, you know what, you ain't nothing. Well, I value your opinion. I will take that, consider it, and I'm going to move on. All right, so let's expand on your immediate present. Makes sense to me. Yeah. So I expanded on that Emperor, and I have the Seven of Cups along with the King of Swords. So I feel like for those of you that this is work related, again, so the energy I'm getting from here, right? Remember we were just talking about that there is going to be, it's going to be those folks that's going to see that your potential, and they're going to be jealous just simply from your potential. And they're going to tell you, they're going to give you misinformation. And it's going to cause, this thought process of yours of like, because they're going to be so believable, because they're going to look like they have their stuff together. And that's exactly what they are. They're just for show. By the time it's, you know, they're asked to put the work in or show their work, or, you know, hey, show me how you got here, they're not going to be able to do it. And they're going to be like, yeah, I did this, that, and this, and that, and the other. And some of it's going to look really cool, and some of it's just not going to make any doggone sense. You're going to be looking at them like, yeah, he's a phony. Yeah, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And this King of Swords with the Emperor, right? You're going to know the BS, like we just said. When they start giving all this information of, I did this, that, and this, and I'm responsible for this, and aren't I awesome? You're gonna be like, so you say. I expanded on that High Priestess, and I got the Page of Wands along with the Six of Wands. So again, I feel like when you reach out to that sibling, and I do feel like it's a younger energy, when you reach out to that younger energy, yes, you are intuitively connected to them. They're intuitively connected to you. It's almost like, I feel like that whoever this sibling is, or that young energy is, and some of you aren't even related. It's almost like you grew up together. And when people see that younger energy, they're almost like, you remind me of this Leo, and it's you. That's how you're connected. It's almost like you're twins. Your actions are the same. It's very interesting. Yeah, they're having a tough time. And really the tough time is, I feel like they're transitioning into their next cycle. And they don't know how to communicate that. And I feel like just hearing your voice and you intuitively listening to what they're saying, you'll be able to give them comfort. What is this with homeschooling? I hear something with homeschooling. And I feel like that some of these with homeschooling. What is it with homeschooling? I can't figure it out. Maybe it means something to you, Leo, but I hear something about homeschooling. Now, when I expanded on your center energy, which was the World card, I have the Queen of Pentacles along with the Death card, makes sense, and the Three of Pentacles. So for that Death card to show up, it doesn't surprise me at all, right? Because we already know that a cycle is ending. So I feel like the reason that Death card came is to give us clarity that a cycle is ending. And I keep seeing 7. Since I've been doing your reading, I just keep seeing a 7. So I don't know if it's ending in 7 weeks, 7 days, or by the 7th month, or if you've been going through something for the past 7 years. Okay. And I just heard that message is for everyone who's listening. Like it's going to resonate with a particular Leo. Sevens are very important for you, Leo. So know that that cycle is ending. And that Queen of Pentacles, that energy I get is just that nurturing energy and spirit that's been nurturing you this whole time. And I feel like you have a lot of nurturing support, Leo. Whether it's just a nurturing energy. Like I see grandma. Oh, we have nurturing energy from beyond. We have nurturing energy in spirit. So if you have some, like a grandparent or a grandmother or a grand aunt, like there's a female energy that's really going to help you through this transition. So during those times where you're feeling like insecure, that energy is gonna help you with that. And then when I have the Three of Pentacles here, for that to end your reading, that tells me about partnerships, collaborations. That's going to be part of your new cycle. So once we get to this new cycle, just know that. And I almost feel like that you're going to be, you're like going to be the speaker. You're going to be the one that's up front presenting. Even from a family perspective, it's almost like you're taking this new position of authority. You're taking this new position of, and not authority as I'm the boss. Authority is in, he's the authority, she's the authority in this family, on this subject, in this business. They're going to see you as the go-to person, the expert. Okay? All right, my love. That was, and it is a magnificent reading. I feel like that a lot of us, because we have a lot of major arcanas, we're going to see this slowly unravel, and then it's just going to like take off. Okay. Nothing else to say about that. I am going to choose an angel card. I'm a little distracted because the smoke from my incense is burning my eyes. I mean, it smells delightful, but does not agree with my pupils. And your angel card for the month is respect. I love that. Because that's what you got when you made that decision to be transparent, to recognize your part in the situation. That's how this shift like pivoted for you, is it gave you this respect, this new authoritative position that you're taking with your company, with your family, and your relationship. It has given you respect, and it's like, now that you know that that's how you get respect, through authenticity and being honest and being transparent, that's going to be like your new strategy. And if you're not sold on that, Leo, let me sell you on it. It's going to be a good strategy for you. Listen, I absolutely adore you.